Hi folks, extremely delighted to speak to you again on a very interesting and contemporary topic primarily focused on life and careers. Of course, this whole channel is about life and careers, and if you think you have useful information or you're looking for useful information in terms of careers and career prospects and things like that, I urge you to subscribe to this channel. This specific video is more to effectively put forth the entire idea of the power of starting early. What exactly do I mean by power of starting early? What I'm saying is all of us have our own careers, career path and stuff like that, but unfortunately career paths have become very unpredictable now thanks to a lot of changes in the marketplace out there. We all know that the job market is not like what it used to be maybe one or two generations back, maybe 20 years back in our parents and elders generation. If they join a particular job in about once they're out of college or formal education, I think their entire life until their age of retirement, be it 58 or 60 or whatever, they stayed in the same company. Both the company and the employee were mutually loyal to each other. That kind of loyalty is dead and gone. I think today it's all a matter of survival thanks to the global environment, global changes and things like that. There is zero loyalty both between the employer and the employee, and which is quite natural because employers are finding it more and more challenging to rake in revenues. Thanks to technological changes out there in the market, entire companies get demolished in no time, and likewise employees also are loyal more to their profession than anything else. They seek out better opportunities, better prospects, and can keep moving on. So in that sense, from our perspective, from an individual's perspective, the uncertainty in terms of a formal career path is very high now, and the best insurance to wade over this uncertainty or tide over this uncertainty is probably to have side hustles, number one, and number two, the ability to shift mid-career. These are the very two important qualities which are required in any person now. Earlier on, when we particularly join a profession, you can take it for granted that your entire life, maybe 30-40 years of your work life, you'll probably be in the same profession, do the same thing day in and day out and still be successful. But today, thanks to a lot of other factors, thanks to a quest for only the excellent shining in any job and things like that, and also thanks to the impact of technology and different kinds of profession, some careers can go extinct midway, and when careers go extinct midway, I think you really can't say this is the end of it. You need to really find a way out and stay afloat using other skills of yours and things like that. So that is the perspective in which mid-career changes are very important in anybody's career now, and any practical person, any sane person will today say that mid-career changes are very important in life, because without that opportunity of mid-career changes, many careers would be doomed. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Take my own example. I'm in terms of, not to boast, but in terms of educational qualification, I'm an engineer, I'm an MBA, I'm a trained broadcast journalist and a print journalist. I've done formal courses in journalism. I've done numerous other courses, and having all these skills probably gives me the ability to probably waddle in too many professional friends. There are both advantages and disadvantages in that. The advantage is that yes, you probably can shift career paths, pursue multiple interests, particularly because I'm a full-time freelancer and I'm not working with any organization. The ability to dabble in too many things also de-risks myself in terms of facing very bleak prospects in terms of revenues and things like that. And that is something which is not important, not just for freelancers, but even if you're working full-time, today having additional stream of revenues has become very important, and that is exactly where you should start very early. And if you probably have regrets later in life in terms of how you manage your profession or career, I'm sure the biggest regret for anyone will be, oh God, I didn't start too early, or I had so much of potential which went waste because I was blinded by my work, full-time work. I was just focusing on my day job and things like that. Believe me, irrespective of where you are in your career right now, maybe 10-15 years down the line, you'll probably thank me for highlighting this. You'll thank me for highlighting the fact that you should start off very early, not just focusing on a day job, but also probably trying and picking up one or two side hustles. And what are these side hustles? As I keep saying time and again in multiple podcasts of mine, can come without any conflict of interest. Because the first thing that many employees or many people, many candidates ask me when I talk to them about side hustles, urge them to pick up side hustles, the first thing they tell me is that, oh, is it not a conflict of interest with my present employer? I'm on an employment contract. I signed on the dotted line before joining this company, etc. Look, there are two ways of looking at it. One, as long as you pursue something which is your passion, number one. Number two, you pursue something which is not in conflict, direct conflict in terms of your present job. And this direct conflict can be, number one, you're doing the same trade. Number two, you're handling the same clients. Number three, you probably are interacting with clients or members in the same industry. If you don't have these three, and if you don't have a formal in Indian, if you have to put it in Indian context or Indian style, if you probably don't have more than one provident fund account, there is no conflict of interest at all. And having a freelancing business is just no conflict of interest, because most of these freelancing platform allow you to practice very, very independently. You have freelancing platforms, multiple platforms. You have platforms like Fiverr, you have platforms like Upwork, and you have many other platforms which you can research on the net and find out. And these platforms encourage you to showcase your skills and put them as gigs and short gigs, which could probably earn you regular income. So I think you are legally very, very free to pick up these or put across these gigs in freelancing platforms and build an alternative stream of revenue to yourself. I'm not going very deep in terms of how you need to create a Fiverr account and things like that. Of course, there are numerous other videos, good people on YouTube have put across. You could probably go through them and see where you can start off there if you want to start very, very early. And the best thing about these kind of places is that you can probably try multiple gigs. You can probably start off with 3-4 skills of yours, try and market those 3-4 skills initially, and probably build on that gradually. And for sure, maybe in a matter of a year or two, irrespective of how old you are and how where you are in your career, if you can put in a certain amount of time, I mean things like just about an hour a day, 2 hours a day, and maybe more time in the weekend, you for sure will have a very, very tidy revenue stream. And such revenue streams are not only good for savings, but in terms of if your formal day job is in trouble, for sure these kind of revenue streams will come to your rescue. That is exactly why I advise people to take up as many side hustles as possible, and I put an entire playlist of possible side hustles which are easy to do. I'll urge you to probably go through this video, and this list is going to be very, very dynamic. I'm going to put more and more videos on what side hustles can you do, and how easy it is to practice them over time, how easily you can learn more in that particular area. Another popular misconception amongst most of us is that we all think that you need to be experts in almost 10-15 areas to really shine across in terms of generating more money for life. That is again a very, very wrong notion. The entire idea is, as long as you have the basic skills and those basic skills are marketable, I think you can put them across for sale in these freelancing platforms. It can be any skill. I mean, just writing a page of technical document, talking to people, listening to people, being a good listener when people want to open up to you. So it is a very, very comprehensive list. If you probably go through some of my videos in this channel, you will understand how easy freelancing is. But at the same time, I should also add a caveat that it is not a 100-meter sprint. It is not that once you start doing it today, maybe tomorrow morning you will get results. Any venture like this is a marathon, and you need to really work very hard, work in a very, very consistent way, and maybe put in fair amount of efforts, maybe at least to begin with 6 months or 1 year or so. Then you start seeing results, and then it becomes a very, very natural flow. And once you reach that natural flow, things will be unstoppable. You probably will have that you'll see that very, very little energy goes into earning that incremental amount. And as I said earlier, just now, I think the kind of additional revenues which you get are going to be phenomenally in support of you and your family when there is a need. So that is the importance of side hustles, and as I said, that is the importance of starting very, very early. If I have to draw an analogy, I think in savings or in finance parlance, they talk about the power of compounding, meaning when you start saving very, very little money early in life, maybe in 10-15 years time you become almost a crorepati. That is what the power of mutual funds are. That is the power of savings, is what say. Starting too early in terms of having multiple options in your career, trying side hustles, planning your alternate career shifts if and when possible, all these are equal to the power of compounding or much more, because number one, they take away the biggest threat away from your career path. And what is that threat? That threat is that your career path is going to be put bluntly end because of some extraneous reason. And if it comes to that, the best things that can save you, number one is a side hustle, and number two is the ability to shift your line completely, picking up new skills, again, which are not very difficult. As I keep saying again and again in multiple videos, you have numerous online learning platforms where hundreds and hundreds of courses on anything on earth, anything in the universe you can learn if you have the urge to learn and urge to change yourself. The power of learning and unlearning comes to the fore here, and if you can really do that, you can probably master anything in a matter of time. You have to just pick up new skills and build on whatever your core competence or core interests are. As I popularly say, any well-rounded person has got a large sphere of competencies, large sphere of core competence skills. Earlier on, maybe 10-15 years of back, somebody can have just one core competence and do with that core competence in entire life. But today it is not like that. Your core competencies need to be well-rounded, and maybe if you have about 5-6 multiple skills where you are fairly good enough, and maybe in the top 10-20% of what the market is, what other people are, you're probably going to be extremely successful compared to anybody who's your peer or anybody is in your age group. So it is very, very important. Of course, I am not taking away the fact that people have extremely good career paths who really work with great multinational organizations or Indian organizations. They really go places, and there's just no need for them to probably look at any alternate paths and things like that, additional revenues and things like that. Yes, that breed exists, and that breed is something which not everyone is a part of. Maybe there are 10-20% of the people in the entire employee universe who are probably gifted with that kind of opportunities, luck, addition to the fact that they are also very smart and things like that. But for the rest of the maybe 70-80% of all of us, it is extremely important, number one, to start early in life in terms of having multiple or more than one source of revenue or income for the family, and number two, the ability to shift path somewhere midway if you are challenged on the path. So bear this in mind. The whole idea of this video is to effectively communicate the two things. One is you need to start early in life, whatever you do. And when I say start early in life, I'm not talking about a formal job or a full-time day job. I'm talking about having additional sources of income, which is very, very important. And if you think additional sources of income make sense in the long run, you have to start very, very early in life. We spoke about the power of compounding. Starting early in terms of having or selling your skills additionally apart from your day job is one of the best ways, much more powerful than the power of compounding as far as your professional life is concerned. The next important thing I said is the ability to shift careers. Again, something which is very, very unheard of decades ago, but today it is extremely common. People who work in sales for 3-4 years suddenly shift to marketing. From marketing, they shift to corporate communication and public relations. People who are software engineers suddenly become corporate trainers. People who are corporate trainers become software engineers. So all that is possible provided you have the ability and urge to really break the shackles of any obstruction on your way and move ahead. And remember, anybody who is successful today in this uncertain career path driven market or the market dynamics is someone who's got the ability to change gear midway and change the entire career path midway. It is a very, very important skill. Although there may not be a need for you to do that, and there may not be any present compulsion for you to do that, but all I would urge you is be mentally prepared to do that as and when required. And to do that, to be mentally prepared, you really have to have an entire inventory of what skills you have, what additional skills you have, what additional skills you can easily pick up besides your present day job. And believe me, all of us have more than one kind of skill. It is a very, very wrong notion to think that we are only good at one thing. For at least each of us are at least good in about 2-3 areas, and it is our own introspection and probably going through our career path or our own activity trail, beginning schooling until college and until date will give us glaring examples as to what we are good at. If we probably do this, we'll have an inventory of skills which we can market, inventory of marketable skills, and some of these marketable skills will be very, very unique and irreplaceable out there. And it is those skills which will really stand to our fore and stand besides us across the entire career path or entire I'll put it this way, not even career path, across our entire earning life. It is very, very important to keep our earning life very, very active. And maybe some people might say you probably earn a lot of money and retire early in 40 and things like that, but again, that is a very, very minority. A large chunk of people like you and me need to really stay active, keep ourselves healthy, and work for much longer, as much longer as possible in our lives, so that we can really have the kind of comforts in life and always be assured of revenues which will take care of ourselves, our family, and all our needs. I hope I've been able to drive very, very important points in this video. As I said, I'm working on an entire playlist which is going to be extremely useful for those who look at alternate career options, side hustles, which side hustles are easy and which side hustles are easily doable, what are the methods in which you can pursue side hustles and things like that. That is going to be a very, very dynamic playlist which I'll keep updating for eternity. I'm sure this information has been extremely useful to you. At the cost of repeating, I probably emphasized many points which again boil down to two things. One is starting off early in life in terms of trying additional revenues, and number two is the ability to shift careers midway. I have put number of videos on where you can shift career midway, which functional area you can be in, and what are the pitfalls, what are the advantages, disadvantages, what are the SWOT, what are the skills you'll require, and where and how you can pick up those skills. Extremely thankful for your time, and I am happy to have shared a lot of important information with you. If you find this useful, consider liking and subscribing to this channel. You might also consider sharing this with friends who might find it very, very useful. Thank you for your time. It has been wonderful sharing such important information with you, and as always, my endeavor is to share more and more information pertaining to life and careers, and a lot of it is coming from my own experience. Thank you. Have a wonderful life ahead, and have a wonderful career ahead.